Alrighty traders, so let's actually have a look at the markets on a technical level basis right now. And all I do say is this is a sucker rally when it comes to the stock market. And I'm not going to microphone. I'm going to be looking at gold, silver, the mining sector. I'll be looking at the good old Bitcoin as well too. And I know I'm going to be triggering some people with the stuff that I say about Bitcoin, but I don't care because it's the truth. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so also I want to share with you one stock that I'm really watching right now when it comes to the stock market, one stock that I'm really watching to buy. Anyway, so I'll share that one stock with you as well too. Traders, make sure, very first thing in the description, guys, click on that. I'm giving away a free trading course. I used to charge for it, but now I'm giving it away for free. Click on that. You can actually get, it's actually 5 phases. That's actually like 5 phases that go into that trading course. Again, I used to charge for it, but I'm giving it away for free. Very first thing in the description, guys. So let's have a look at the good old stocky market. So I want to start off with the Dow Jones first because the Dow Jones is that outlier. It's like, what is going on with the Dow Jones? Like the Dow Jones, considering everything that's actually happened, right? Considering that everything that's actually happened, really interesting to see that the Dow Jones is actually not that far from the high, right? Look at this here. We're still like, what's that? We're only, go from up to down, right? Yeah. 9. We're only just under 10% from the high on the Dow Jones. Considering all the fear and all the uncertainty and all the doubt and all the worry and all the look where the Dow Jones is. But that's the good news, all right? What's the bad news? The bad news is they're going to dump it on your ass, right? Because they're waiting for the last few suckers, and then they're going to dump it on your ass, right? And the market's going to probably come straight back down as well too. So looking at the Dow Jones, we've had if I bring up some trend lines here, look at this here. So if I draw it from there to there, you can see how the market has actually broken above this level through here, okay? See how it's actually broken above this level through here, and we're holding above it now. It's a false breakout, right? And a sucker rally. Because guess what? This is what the market does. Look at this back here as well too, right? Look at this back here. Oh, here we go. And then they do that on you, right? Oh, here we go. And then they do that on you, right? So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to see a more of a continuation movement on the downside. At least on a short-term level basis, guys, we're likely to be at least getting, this is a false breakout, we're likely to get at least something like that, like a bit of a pullback to there. It may not be to all-time new lows, right? Because if we have a look at, say, the 52 moving average, which, as you guys know, 52 is my favorite on the daily charts. And if you look at these daily charts, right, look how far away we are from the moving average, right? We hardly ever get too far away from the 52 before we become overextended, oversold, and then we get the snapback, right? And we end up coming back towards the moving average. You can see every time we do this, right? Look at this here, too far above, and then you can start to get to the too far above through here. Now there's no exact science, right? Because it can do this. You know, it can do something like this, right? Wrong one. It can do something like this and then pull back, all right? Wait for the moving average to catch up. So there's a good probability we're going to get at least a bit of a pullback. And if we get a pullback through there and then maybe the moving average starts to catch up like that, maybe we're going to start to see that through there. I don't think so. I would say that this is probably going to be a sucker rally. Right now, this is a sucker rally. And first, we're probably likely to see a drop. The question is, how far do we actually drop on the Dow Jones? Now, though the industrial stocks, right, the top 30 industrial stocks, let's actually move that to the side. Let's go check at let's actually check out the S&P 500. Okay, so the S&P 500 is doing what? If we have a look at the weekly charts, let's have a look at this here. Weekly charts are still in the downward trend, so nothing has actually changed through here. This is why I'm saying this is still a high probability that we're going to actually. This is just another sucker rally. Why? Because every time in the last, we have a few weeks to the upside. We actually had a month or more to the upside. We've had a few weeks to the upside. Every time that's happened, guess what? And they dump it on your ass. And they dump it on your ass. And then they're probably going to dump it on your ass. So if you think the bottom's in right now, you may be right. But wait for the market to start to turn around, okay? And what I mean by that is wait for the market to start to give us some really good trend analysis. Don't try and pick a bottom. You're going to be, the market's going to slap you from trying to pick bottoms in markets. Okay, that's from a trading purposes there. So looking at the actual S&P 500, we can see we're getting this rise through here. We're getting a nice rise through there. But overall, look at this here. We're still on a very big overall. This is the volatility this year has been absolutely just incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. But you can see that the rises and the falls and the declines and so on and so forth, right? We get all this sort of stuff going on through there. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to see that we actually see a bit of a pause through here, and then possibly another rollover to send us down. I think there's one more leg to come in the stock market, and just like the crypto market, I'll get to that in just a minute. The crypto market, I think there's going to be probably one last leg in the crypto market in the stock market to finish this off here. And looking at the Nasdaq itself, look at this here on the Nasdaq. Like, oh my goodness. Like, if I look at the weekly charts, look at this weekly charts. What do we have here? Very, 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 very simple, right? Look at this here. Away we go. Down, up, lower, high. Down, up, lower, high. Down, and we've just done that, right? So what's probably going to come next? Even if we do get something like that for a little rise on this weekly chart, we're probably going to get something like that, right? So I would not be trying to pick a bottom yet in the Nasdaq. And by looking at the actual Nasdaq itself, we're squeezing up into this triangle pattern, right? We're squeezing up into this triangle pattern, and we're probably likely to. And this is actually really good, by the way, guys, because this is actually setting up for a potential really good shorting opportunity. So my private clients. You're listening, right? This actually, there could be a really good trading opportunity happening on the Nasdaq. And for you guys that get access to the free trading course, you'll be able to see, because I actually tell you all the details to my trading system, right? So I teach you for free. It's just my private clients. I'm there, I teach them, but then I'm also there to coach them and so on and so forth, right? So we can see we're getting a bit of a sideways movement from here, right? And so what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to squeeze, and then we're probably going to start to see a bit of a breakout. Maybe that generally what the rule of thumb is around 80% of this here. So if I look at the actual triangle pattern itself, right? So we're squeezing up into this triangle pattern. So 80% would be probably what, roughly around there somewhere. So we may have an extra sort of few weeks or more movement like that before we actually see another drop on the downside. And when looking at the Nasdaq, once we actually break past this sort of 10,000 level, 10,500 level, then the 7,000 is definitely indeed when it comes to you can see, right, there's actually no support level here on the Nasdaq. So the Nasdaq, once it starts to break that 10,500, here we go, right? Here we go. Let's go have a look at the good old looking at the gold chart, and gold, very, very, very nice. Gold, the trend on gold has now changed, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. The trend was down. Now it's actually making a higher high. So the trend is no longer down anymore. And we've got a big triple bottom here, right? So the target for me on gold is around that sort of 1,850 level. And my thinking as well too, guys, when it comes to gold, is that gold normally has a big move before we actually go into recession. So maybe gold is going to start to do something like this. Now, not like that, right? Okay. Let me actually. But John, you said the market. Okay. When gold's probably going to do something like this, let's actually just be real here for a minute, okay? Gold's probably going to do something like that before we actually go into recession. That's exactly what actually happened back before 2008 as well too. So it's not a coincidence that gold is finding a bottom and we're starting to see a nice sort of upward trend from here, because we're going to be going into a recession real soon. Probably, next year. Next year is definitely going to be a recession year for it, right? So we're seeing that through there when it comes to gold. Let's go have a look at silver. And silver's, there's actually nothing really strong with silver here, guys. There really, 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 really isn't. Silver's actually one of these weird stocks or weird markets that we're not really getting any sort of good section through there. The best thing I do say when it comes to this here is that there is that level there, and then there's this level right here where we are right now. So this could just be a little fake out with silver before we actually get a drop. And I know that makes no sense because gold's getting a lot of bullishness, but silver's like, look at this right here, right? We could just get here and we could actually start to fail again with that. So now, by the way, guys, with all this being said, yes, gold may rally, right? It may rally before the recession. But as the recession happens and we continue to get more pressure on the stock market, guess what? Gold and silver are going to pull back as well too. This actually goes for the mining sector as well too. Right, this is a very, 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 very big thing for the mining sector. Right now, the mining sector is getting a little bit of a bid, but not too much. So yeah, we may get a bit of a rally, but look at this here. If I actually bring on some long-term trend lines from there to there, right? And then I bring on my good old sort of, let's actually bring up something like that, right? You can see it's at the bottom. I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to see the mining sector actually rally a little bit and then possibly even fail, right? So again, but I'm in the mining sector, right? For my investment trading, for my investment trades, because we've actually gone down, we're coming up, we're probably going to create a little low high, and there's actually a lot of resistance around, what is that level there? So there's a lot of resistance around the sort of the $37 level. So $37 level is definitely a lot of resistance on the GDXJ, because this is actually my baby when it comes to the mining sector, right? So this is actually here. So there's a lot of resistance through there. We really need to get back above, say, 45 into the 50 level for this thing to start to completely change, right? We need to start to see something like this, like a bit of a breakout like that. Once we do, then this overall downward movement has possibly come to an end, and then we're going to get ready to see a very big upward movement from there. Let's go have a look at the good old Bitcoin as well. And the good old Bitcoin, I think this whole thing with Bitcoin, guess what, guys? It was in the making, right? It was in the making. For the last few weeks, I've been saying, get ready for capitulation, get ready for capitulation. And as you can see, right, we had a big move down. I actually shorted Bitcoin. And then the market rallied back up. And then now the market's actually selling off again as well too, right? So I'm expecting to see Bitcoin continue to have some weakness in these markets. Again, it's not, don't shoot the messenger. It's just what the market is, right? And so we can see here that this is probably going to head back down towards the 12,000 level, possibly even say down to 10,000 now on the good old Bitcoin. You can see on the hourly charts of Bitcoin that we are starting to roll over. You can see we actually had a little rally up, and then now we're starting to roll back over and starting to slowly trend down. So I'm actually expecting a lot more movement on the downside from the good old Bitcoin. So there we go, traders. That's actually the finish of the technical analysis part of it. So if you just want to see the charts and the technical analysis, this has come to an end. Now, what I want to talk to you about right now is I want to talk to you about something that I think is really important for us as a mental health wise. And what I'm talking about here is this, okay? So many people are so fearful of the future. So many people are so fearful. It's like, oh my goodness, this is so bad. This is so bad. This is so bad, right? And everything is so bad. And our brains naturally will go to a level where it's so much fear. Oh my goodness, so bad, so bad, so bad. Right? And everything is so bad, so bad, so bad. But the thing is that on the flip side of that so bad is also so good, right? Stock market crash, so bad. Well, you can short it, right? And if the stock market goes down a lot quicker than it goes up, you actually can make a lot more money, right? A lot more money quicker, especially if you use things like options, right? So, oh my goodness, so good, so good, so good. For me personally, I love stock market crashes, right? Because I make a lot of money from doing that, right? So that's so bad, so bad, so good. But so many people are really worried. So many people, we spend so much of our time worrying and putting fear and uncertainty, that FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt into people's brains and minds. It's like, this is going to be so bad. But what if it's actually so good, right? Let's actually bring this back to reality here, right? I know, like, this whole, like the whole Great Reset was a big thing there, right? Now that's gone. That's not gone now. But it was like, oh my goodness, this Great Reset, it's gonna be so bad. And we naturally think that change, something like a Great Reset, which sounds bad, right? Oh my goodness, you will own nothing and be happy. Well, like, let's actually be real here. Come on, right? Seriously. We naturally think that this is going to be really bad, right? The Great Reset. But what if the Great Reset was actually really good? What if the Great Reset is actually a really good thing, right? If we actually look at evolutions and we actually look at our life today than they were back, like I was talking to a guy at the gym today, right? We're talking about when we were kids back 20, 30 years ago, right? It's like, if you actually look through evolution and history, is that what if this whole Great Reset is actually an incredible, amazing thing? What if this Great Reset is the introduction of, robots And because there's so much robots and so many things that are helping us, that there is now a universal base income, right? Where everyone's taken care of. I think I heard recently that places like Singapore, right? Singapore, there's no homelessness on the streets. I'm pretty sure I heard that. And the reason why there's no homelessness is because the government takes care of everyone, right? Takes care of everyone. And so the whole thing about that is that what if there's a universal base income? What if that's going to be amazing to really help some people there, right? And so we can naturally go down this path of being so fearful, right? Fear. But let's actually stop here. But what if it's not fearful? What if it's actually amazing, right? And we can go to the liking of the internet. We all know, right? When the internet was booming back 20 years, when the internet just really was in its first sort of introduction to the world, which was in the 20s, right? The 2000 dot-com boom, as you know. That there is the exact same that's happening with Bitcoin right now, right? There's going to be a washing away effect. Exactly what happened with in 2000 in the internet is exactly what's happening with Bitcoin right now. It's the reason why I've been saying to all my followers, don't be getting in the crypto market for the last couple of years. Don't touch the crypto market. Don't touch the crypto market. If you want to get into something, at least just get into gold, right? If you've been following me for the last few years, you know exactly I'm telling the truth here, right? So the whole thing about that is because I saw the train coming. Right, we're going to go there, but if we go back to the internet, I'm not going to go on the internet. The internet's this. Oh my goodness, and we could be so much fear, right? I'm not going to put my credit card online. What am I doing? Right, and we go. Right, this internet's going to be so bad, right? So fear around the internet. Now, look at the internet now. The internet, because of the new technology, look at the way our life is right now, right? For like, look at Netflix. How much is Netflix? Netflix is like what? 20, 30 bucks a month, something like that? And look at all the movies we get access to 24 hours a day. Back when I was a kid, there was nothing like that. We had to go, when the weekend movies, right? And you go buy like $20 or $30 worth of maybe 5 or 6 movies, right? You have like a movie marathon sort of weekend, right? But then on Monday, you have to bring it back, or a week later, right? The whole thing about that is that the whole thing about what was perceived as really bad, it's like this new technology, change, so bad. But it's been actually amazing, right? Look at our lives today because of the growth and the evolution of our society, including new technologies like the internet. So we like the internet, and the same with Bitcoin, right? Sorry, not Bitcoin, the cryptos and the blockchain technology. That's kind of what you watch back. Come here 2040, just 2040, maybe even 2030, and the blockchain is going to be a major benefit to us as our society. So I really want to do this sort of Monday sort of thing here for you, because I really want you to stop. We can build so much fear inside of us about something that is probably actually going to be a good thing for us. And I think for me, if we just look at the foundations of our life, if we can just stop worrying and like, oh my goodness, Trump got elected, or Trump said this and that, and the midterm elections, and the inflation is so bad, and we just went through one of the worst pandemics in 100 years, right, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh my goodness, isn't that so bad? Hang on a minute. You're still alive. You are still alive. Isn't it such an absolutely incredible experience to be able to be alive, to actually have lived through that? Now, that's the other side of the coin, right? Oh my goodness, they shut down this, they shut down that. Yes, there was pain there, but guess what? We're still alive, right? That's the foundation to our success, right? How do we actually look at life? Because the way that there's so much, this is so bad, bad, right? Interest rates, bad. Stock market down, bad. It's like, inflation, bad, et cetera, right? All this sort of stuff, bad. But hang on a minute. If I just look at that, let's actually just step back and say, wow, I am so grateful to be alive right now, to have actually experienced what's been happening in the last 3 or 4 years. Yes, we've gone through pandemics, and we've gone through ups and downs, and we've gone through crazy, things with the government and so on and so forth, and all these sort of things that are happening right now underneath our feet, and possibly the Great Reset and so on and forth. I am so grateful to be alive to actually experience that. Would you rather not be alive, be planted in the ground, like my older brother who committed suicide? I'm not going to get into that. who did that. He did it a long time ago, by the way, guys. But he was very, very, very sick, right? He's planted the ground. He hasn't experienced a lot of the stuff that I've experienced as I've grown up, right? So would you rather be planting the ground right now and be and not experience any of this sort of stuff? To me, we are living through history right now. This is a major transformation in history. Just like back in the 1920s when they went through that pandemic back then, guess what? 100 years from now, they're going to look back and look at this here as well too. And so I think if we can just stop being so cranky and negative and fearful all the time, but say, wow, yeah, you know, I may have lost my job or this may have happened, so on and so forth. But this is actually, wow, I am so grateful. Isn't it amazing that I'm actually alive to actually have experienced and seen this by being alive, right? Because I think sometimes we when I get that $1 million, I'm going to be happy. When I get that sports car, when I buy that house, blah, 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 all this sort of stuff, then I'm going to be happy, right? Let's actually step back and say, wow, isn't this amazing? And then the stuff that we experienced, isn't that amazing that we're actually alive to actually experience this sort of stuff? And then on the flip side of that, the stuff that's coming, moving forward down the road, it's probably going to be a benefit to us. Just like the internet was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it's like, oh, fear. What is this thing? I'm not touching it. And it becomes such an amazing asset for us. And look at us now. And because of the technology, things are so much cheaper. Again, I use Netflix as an example, right? So life is amazing. Life is amazing because we're actually alive to be able to experience this sort of stuff. Like to be alive to even hear about, Elon Musk just bought Twitter. Isn't it amazing that we're alive to actually hear all this sort of stuff? It's absolutely incredible, right? And then if we move forward, all the stuff that we think is going to be really bad, guess what? It's probably going to be a really, really, really amazing for our lives.
Hey traders, I'm giving away 100% free access to my brand new Breakthrough full trading course. This is 8 videos over 10 hours of pure amazing and powerful strategies. This is my most powerful systems and strategies that I've used for the last 16 years, and I'm giving it away for free. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link around here somewhere, a button or in the description or somewhere in there. Click on that and you can go get free access to my brand new Breakthrough trading course. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now. Go to that right now, guys. You can get full, complete, free membership access. Go do that right now.